Today Baba is talking about true regard and lame regard. And Baba says that we should have good wishes for one another, but we should also give true respect to one another, not lame respect. Yes, and anything true has its foundation in spiritual vision. So if you're not seeing the true self, your attitudes, your feelings, your actions cannot be true. So when Baba says, when whatever is true never changes. Truth has this quality of being unchangeable. And when I'm dealing with the true self, the soul, then my attitude, my vision, my feelings, my behavior for the other person will always be constant. Because my feelings, my behaviors are not based on something temporary. They are not based on something that the other person is saying or doing or promising. They are based on who they are. They are not based on what they have and what they do. So when I see the true self, I have true regard for every soul. And when I see when I'm body conscious and I see what they have and what they do and how they speak and what they are doing, and when my regard is based on all those things, then when their behavior, their habits are changing, then my regard will also change. So Baba says, constant good wishes and true regard are the sign of, Baba's children. We give true respect and we give constant good wishes because they are not based on what the other person is doing. They are based on who I am. And Baba says that, there are two things. There are regard and respect. So regard will change because depending on the position, the regard changes. For example, if you are the boss one day and then somebody is a junior to you, then your equation is different from when they become your boss. So those are behavioral aspects, and it concerns the decorum of the organization and setup you are in. So regard is a different thing. Regard is something that it is behavioral. What give and take you do, how you address each other, and what are the different ways in which you meet each other, or who listens to whom, who gives commands, who follows orders. This is a different subject. But respect is not about the position that somebody holds. So respect is a spiritual quality. And respect is about how deeply spiritual you are. So in the world also people know how to give regard because they are body conscious. So they know how to treat somebody because of their position and power. But then they can't have the same understanding for regard for Baba or Baba's children because they don't have the recognition of who Baba is or who Baba's children are. So that is a different subject. But when we talk about respect, respect is my individual quality. It stems from how soul conscious I am. And when I know that somebody is a soul brother, so that knowledge is enough for me to respect somebody. And Baba says, in this world, there is lame respect. There is this lame respect that everybody gives each other. And what is lame respect? Today you put somebody on a pedestal and tomorrow you throw them down, or you start abusing them, or you start talking ill about them. So have you seen that these days this phenomena is growing more and more? That today you are venerating somebody, today you put them on a high pedestal, and tomorrow you just start talking ill about them or start defaming somebody. And this is something that has to stop. And Baba says that anybody, whatever they did, or even if, whatever they are being accused of is right, but if you are not the concerned person, if you're not the person who is directly concerned with that person, or concern means not even about directly affected or something, but if you are not responsible for that person, then why should you change your opinion or your attitude of respect for anybody? And even if somebody does directly something wrong to you, still your respect and love shouldn't change. Yes, maybe you choose to change the dynamics of your relationship. So maybe if somebody cheated you financially, then you don't get into financial involvement with them. If somebody cheated you in some other way, then you don't get into that involvement with them, because now you have learned your lesson. But why should the regard change? The respect change. Why should your attitude of love and respect change towards that person? So they were a soul, and they are still a soul. That was Baba's child, and it is still Baba's child. And also, when at certain point of time you were so respectful towards somebody, then you should honor that past association also. Why should you change, all of a sudden? I remember there was this one Mata, and she used to come to the center, and she used to bring her children also. And then she would always touch the feet of the sisters, and we would tell her, no, that's not required, and it is Baba asks us to take drishti from each other. But she would say, no, I have so much respect for you that I would like to touch your feet. So despite 100 times telling her, she would still do that. And then her children will also come, and children will also sit and do the same thing. And then suddenly that Mata had some other thoughts, and then she stopped coming to the center. And then her children also, they stopped coming. And then all the family, they started talking ill about the same center and the same sisters that they used to touch the feet of. And then I met her. She never came and talked to us. And then one day I met her and I asked her, it is okay that yesterday you liked something, today you didn't like something, but is it necessary for you to engage in bad behavior? Because what are you teaching your children? Okay, you don't have any association with Baba. You don't consider yourself Baba's child also. That's fine. That's your choice. You want your inheritance or not. You don't want any association with us also. That's fine. Nobody is complaining about that. But are you still a mother or not? You still consider yourself to be a mother. Then what are you teaching your children? You are teaching your children that it is okay to touch somebody's feet one day and then abuse the same person the next day. And if you teach them this, do you know who they are going to do this with? They are going to do this with you only. So don't do this. So I told her, it's okay. You sometimes, things don't work out. Sometimes you are on the same page with somebody one day and tomorrow you're not on the same page with somebody. Although, with Baba, you shouldn't do this ever, because if somebody leaves Baba, they definitely, burn their whole fortune. But that's, again, you can't help that because that's their destiny. But this practice, this sanskar has to stop. This sanskar has to overcome. And Baba says, you don't have to give lame respect to anybody. True respect based on soul consciousness. And when you recognize which soul these are, so even amongst souls, there is a hierarchy. So there is Baba, who is the supreme soul. And Baba, when you have true respect, then you have highest respect for Baba. Because Baba is the supreme soul. And true respect means you will have respect of the highest order for Baba. And you can never, even in your dreams and thought, you can think about, going against Baba. Not just going against, but, not doing what he says. Even that cannot be a part of your dream and thought. And then when you have recognition of Baba's instruments, the world doesn't have recognition. But Brahmins have recognition that some souls are Baba's instruments. Although every Brahmin is Baba's instrument, but some have taken up the responsibility more than others. And then you have to have true respect for them also. And then you have to have true respect for the whole Brahmin family, because they are God's helpers. Every Brahmin in some way or the other is God's helper. And no matter what, you don't change your drishti and love and respect for them. Maybe, your circumstances allow you to do something. They don't allow you to do something. That's okay. But at least don't commit a sin by being disrespectful. So Baba says that this thing, even in your thought, if you have, or you're on the feelings level also, if you have feelings which are other than respectful, that's a sin for Baba or for the Brahmin family if you have these feelings and these thoughts. And then for any soul in the world, because your thoughts, your feelings are your karma. So Baba says you should have true respect, not lame respect. Lame respect is, somebody is sweet to me today, I am respectful to them. Somebody is beneficial for me. Somebody is, supportive to me, cooperative with me. Somebody is in a high position, somebody is powerful, so you have respect for them. And the moment, you feel the opposite, then that respect changes to disrespect. That's lame respect. True respect never changes to disrespect. Yes, so this is something that BK should learn. We should never change our good wishes. We should never change our respectful attitude and behaviors. And our respect is not confined to speaking respectfully. In the world, respect is just a very physical expression. Somebody touching your feet is respect, or somebody saying GG, or somebody saying namaste or good morning is respect. But Baba says, no, we have genuine respectful feelings. Yes, so we know that every soul is valuable and we have respect for them despite the part they play. And this culture that we live in, where we are taught that somebody has to deserve your respect. No, you have to be qualified enough to respect everybody. So nobody needs to earn your respect. Regard, yes, they can earn, but respect, no. Respect is something that everybody deserves, and you have to be qualified enough to give that respect to everybody. And this is whether you like somebody's part, whether you like somebody's behavior, whether their part is cooperative with you or against you, that respect shouldn't change. And I think changing from respect to disrespect is again a sign that you don't even honor your association at some time. So even if today you don't share the same bond or same equation, someday you did. So can't you just honor that? So just honoring that is also a very big quality. So these days this has become a menace, and everybody is one day you put somebody on, you are hurling garlands at somebody, and you are showering them with flowers, and you are showering them with appreciation and praise, and then next day you decide to just roll them in the mud. This has become a phenomena these days, and this has to stop. And these days people are doing so much to malign other people's image and reputation also. But then why are they being successful? Because people have this quality of lame respect. And our respect shouldn't be lame. Our respect should be true respect. Even if, somebody did something wrong, made a mistake, or something happened, why should our attitude suddenly change so much? Where is our hope and knowledge and faith in the soul and all of that? Where is that gone? So this thing Baba is talking about. And then Baba talks about something very interesting. Baba says that those souls who understand knowledge, they would always try to protect their children from the vicious path. And I have seen that there are many Brahmins who do not try to do that. So they call themselves Brahmins, but their purusharth is to put their children into the fire of lust. And they are concerned about marriage, and they are concerned about getting their children married. And so there was this one Mata, and she used to say, I constantly fight with Brahma Baba, why are you not getting my children married? So, so I told her, okay, you settle it with your Brahma Baba. So you see that so maybe, in these cases, there is a lot of bhavna for Baba. You love Baba, but you're not knowledgeful. Because, Baba says that the lust is a pyre, chitta. So Which parent would try to put their child on a chitta? Yes, no parent. But that means that you don't understand that lust is a pyre. And that means that you're not imbibing the knowledge. And even with yourself, if you are still making the effort to become lustful, and vicious thoughts and vicious desires are not going away, that means you are listening to knowledge, but that knowledge is not being imbibed. So our effort is always to save somebody from the pyre of lust. Knowledgeful souls don't encourage their children or don't support their children and do their best to protect their children from going the vicious way. And this is a very important sign, because it may seem very simple, but when children go the vicious way, then even if you avoid it, a lot of your time, thought, energy, money will go into their lustful life. And all of that will be your karmic burden. That will create the burden of sin on you. And if you understand the law of karma very well, then you will understand that all of this is creating a lot of big burden on you. So Baba says, so always make the effort. And how do you make the effort to, protect children from going the lustful way? So do you just tell them don't get married? Is that the way? No. Because you see, lust is not something somebody can win over just like that. So you have to make the effort to create the environment and fill the children with the strength and power and the support to choose a life of knowledge and yoga. Your own purusharth has to be such that children choose the life of Gyan and Yoga. And only then can they overcome this. Otherwise, that cannot happen. And then Baba says that, if you make your effort to protect them, and the effort doesn't mean you put in force to protect them. The best method that parents think of is use force. Or, just dictate, don't do this, don't do that. That's not the way. So you have to put in the genuine effort to create that environment where they choose, where they feel the benefits of purity, where they feel that, purity means peace and happiness and love and joy. So you create that environment. And when you do that, then they will choose that path. And if you're unable to do that, then of course you will create a karmic account, because Baba says, then get your daughters married if they are not willing to. But have you made the effort to introduce them, or you're just using this Shrimat as an excuse that Baba has asked, get your daughters married. But Baba has not asked to do this first thing with your daughters. Baba says, first thought that one should have if you have a kanya is give kanya dan to Baba. Yes, and you should make that effort. And I've seen there are mothers who bring their little daughters to the centers, and from the age of 6, 7, 8 until they grow up in the center, and then those children are also inspired to become BKs. And so if you have a young daughter, make her sit in the class with you, keep her with you. So don't think my purusharth, my this, my that. No, giving sustenance to them is also part of your seva. So keep doing that. And when you keep sowing these seeds and watering them every day, then slowly, gradually, they will choose this path. And then Baba says that if the son says, I want to get married, then take Shrimat. Yes, and when you take Shrimat, what will Baba say? Let them go. Let them go. But you have to be very free from attachment. Because, just taking Shrimat is not enough. Do you know that if you don't have the power to follow Shrimat, and you take Shrimat, and then take Shrimat means take personal guidance. If you take personal guidance from Baba, and you ask the Nimit, what should I do in such a situation? And the Nimit tells you, do this, don't do that. And then you go against it and do your own wish. Then you also incur the sin of disobedience, avagya ka boj. And this is why Baba says that you should be very free from attachment. Because if you ask your children, if you ask Baba, what do I do with the son who doesn't want to follow Baba's path and get married, then Baba will say, let him go. So do you have that kind of detachment to let him go? Baba did that practically. So Baba will say that. I will tell you one incident. So there was this Mata, and she brought her daughter to the center. Okay. Now this daughter was engaged to be married. And this Mata had come, she used to listen to the online class, and she came to the center, and she introduced me to her daughter. And then she told me that she's engaged to be married. And then she said, Didi, she has some questions. So I said, okay. So the daughter said, can I remain pure after marriage? So I said, you're not yet married. You can just call off the marriage. And then the mother got very scared. She said, Didi, don't tell this to her. If she calls off the marriage, then we have invested 30 lakhs already. And how will we, this will become a nuisance. So I said, no, if you ask Baba, Baba will always tell you that choose the path of purity, and you are not yet married. And if you want to be pure, then why not? So then I asked her, who forced you to get married? Why are you getting married? So she said, I don't know. I don't have problems with marriage, but I want to be pure. I want to stay pure. So I said, no, marriage and purity don't go together. Until and unless Baba is there. So, you can't just go to a family and say, I want to be pure. So we will tell you what is the right thing to do. So I told her daughter, even if your mother was sitting right there. I told her, even if your mother tells you not to, and you feel that you want to lead a life of purity, your mother doesn't support you, come to the center. I will support you. But don't do anything that doesn't make complete sense to you. And you have listened to knowledge, you know Shiv Baba, then why are you taking this step? So Baba says, Baba's children at the, even in the final stage, if somebody asks us, we will always say, protect yourself from getting into the fire of lust. Because although it sounds very simple, it's not that simple. Baba says it is because of this fire of lust that you have burnt all your spiritual energy. And now is the time to become pure and go back to purity. So give sustenance to children, give spiritual sustenance to children. Fill yourself with power, knowledge, virtues, and they are the closest to you. Sustain them. And especially daughters, sustain them so well that they love Baba just like you love Baba. So this is something that Baba tells us. And then Baba tells us that, in bhakti they say that if you every day think that I'm a buffalo, then you will become a buffalo. But Baba says that why should you think I'm a buffalo? So, the law is very clear that your thoughts become things. Yes, so you become the way you think. But the use of the law doesn't come into, the law is not used well until Baba comes. And Baba tells us the power of thought and also tells us what to think. You see, there are so many people who tell you about the power of thought, but only Baba tells you what to think. Baba says, think that I was a deity, I'm going to become a deity. And hold your deity image in your buddhi. Remember the deity that you were and hold it in your awareness. And all day look at that picture. Baba says, even create pictures. Yes, create pictures of your deity form. How would you look like as a deity? And these days, many people use the artificial intelligence and create a lot of things, but I don't recommend it. I don't recommend using your face and pictures for and giving it to AI to manipulate, because once they have the permission, they do whatever they like with it. So I wouldn't recommend that, but the old way that Baba talks about, create your picture. So, just buy a dress, or, just take a dress on rent and, have that image created of how you would look like as a deity and have that photograph clicked. And then Baba says that keep that. So these are all methods, interesting methods to keep yourself in Baba's remembrance and in the intoxication that you're going to become a deity. And you see that Baba always tells us that zeal and enthusiasm are the wings of Brahmin life. And our primary task is to keep ourselves in zeal and enthusiasm for the pure path. People, so as it is, zeal and enthusiasm is a big problem these days. People are not feeling motivated. And Baba says it's not just about motivation, it's about motivation to be a jnani, yogi and sevadhari. So you need to be constantly motivating yourself with your thoughts, with your practices, use various methods so that you keep remembering Baba and keep yourself intoxicated with this intoxication that I want to become a deity and I want to do whatever it takes to become a deity. And Baba says, if you don't maintain that intoxication, then Maya makes you fall. Because when you are not interested, when you are not intoxicated with the right path, then Maya pulls you in the wrong path very easily. A soul which doesn't have the nourishment of happiness, that soul takes to Maya very easily. So Baba says you have to devise methods to keep yourself intoxicated. Creating pictures of yourself as a deity and this and that. This is not waste. There are so many waste things that we do in the day, but these are the things that keep us intoxicated. I remember there was this one sister, and she would keep writing very beautiful poems in Baba's remembrance. She would create short stories based on Gyan. And this is the way she kept herself motivated. And every soul, based on, your own sanskars, you have to create methods to keep yourself intoxicated on this path. My method is to churn knowledge. The more I churn on knowledge, the more this belief in the truth gets strengthened, and I'm motivated to do Purusharth. So everybody has a different method, but you need to devise a method to keep yourself intoxicated on this path. Otherwise, Maya will make you fall. Okay? Om Shanti. Anybody wants to share anything, please do.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Today, Baba shared this point about lame respect. And this is very new to me. Till now, practically, I was applying these points of Gyan for dealing the other one. But it was on surface level, and I didn't realize that. But today from Murli, I have got some more clarification on this, and I will definitely experiment it.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. Yes, anybody else? Are you all sleeping or what?
Om Shanti, Didi.
Om Shanti.
Didi, today Baba said that we have to find the ways to keep ourselves intoxicated on this path. Otherwise, Maya will distract us from the path. And to have means true, for giving true man to others, we have to look towards them, that they are souls, they are playing their own path, so that even if something negative happens with them, we are able to give true respect to them.
Yes, correct.
Thank you, Guru.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Yes, anybody else?
Shanti,
Om Shanti ji.
Today I'm going to create my deity image in my imagination.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's also a good idea. Okay. Yes. Anybody else? Hanji.
Om Shanti, Didi.
Om Shanti.
Baba gives us practical methods for visualization and remembrance. Keeping a photo of Shiv Baba and keeping two photos of yourself, one ordinary and one in royal deity form. These creates repeated reminders. This is who I am becoming.
Yes.
The intellect needs visible reminders to stay elevated.
Yes, correct. Thank you. And do you know that in Sakar Brahma Baba's time, the Trimurti image was created in Brahma Baba's face. So Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar had Brahma Baba's face. And that was a very good method for Baba also. Because Baba could know that I am Brahma, I am only, I am the instrument for destroying all sanskars also, and I am the instrument for the deity world also. So, everybody should try this out for themselves. And, until you do it, you don't realize how powerful Baba's Srimad is. Because Baba gives these very potent directions. But if we don't put it into practice, then we don't realize how powerful they are. Okay? Om Shanti.